Stones over here.
Stoner answer. Oh, are you the same guy from last time? Oh yeah, you are. Thanks. Did you see that? Down forward 2. Man, I love that. Down forward 2 turned out to be such a cheap move. I didn't realize how cheap it was until I started using the character myself. Not only is it a great move to get accidentally when you fuck up an electric, but it's also a cheap ass fucking move. Just to do.
I didn't know he was gonna be ready for that.
Let me just do this cheap ass move. Boom. Counter hit. You know? Hey, how much plus frames is that on hit? That's one thing I wanted to check out. Damn! Did you see that? That was crazy. Ugh. Man, that's the cool thing about Mishimas in this game is that there's the ceiling for those characters is so high. They're like, you can just reach levels that are inhuman if you combine movement with electrics. I mean, it's just crazy. That's what's really neat about the characters. And since this is such a legacy game, there are actual Grandmaster Tekken players who have been playing for 10 plus years. So you can actually get a real-world Grandmaster Tekken player like Qudans who's doing this. He's been doing this for 100 years. So it's like real shit. It's not like another game where, you know, the game came out and there isn't that much legacy skill, or it's a new game and the old. This is like heavily legacy related. So this is like chess. You're watching this Grandmaster. He's been doing this for 10 plus years. And look at that. Did you see that? You can't get that kind of like Grandmaster level precision. You can't get that in a game that doesn't have this much legacy skill. You know what I mean? You can't get that in a game like Street Fighter V or whatever, because it's too precise. It's so precise. Like on a level that the game needs to be a legacy game for it to be this precise. You know what I mean? There's so much legacy skill in this game involved that it's like, it allows people like Qudans or JDCR or Ni or whoever to be perfect. Like, they reach perfection. You can't be perfect, right? But at least if you do something for 10 years, right? More than 10 years, you're not going to be perfect, but you're going to be getting there. And you're going to be reaching these levels. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're gonna, excuse me, you're gonna be starting to claw at these impressive levels of, you know, not perfection, but, you know, your level gets very high once it's this old of a game. Six Machine, thanks for the reset. JDCR isn't perfect, or he would have won the global tournament. This guy's like, JDCR is perfect. Yeah, good shit, second place. Come on, man. Nobody's perfect. He's a legend, though. And he's not even done yet. But get it straight.
Damn it, Farm. That's why Giuna was here, so he could tell us. I'm joking.
Oh, he got third place. Even worse. Yeah, he's real perfect.
Thank you.
Whatever. That's not the point. The point is that guy's a moron. Not JDCR. This guy. JDCR is alright by me. Bruno Arias. Thanks for the Twitch Prime.
So when I did the award ceremony for Tekken World Tour, people were like, yo, why'd you say From the Dead? I'm like, dude. They don't know. They don't know. Like, what the hell?
Man, I love watching good Nieners.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
Good Niener players. I just don't like this costume.
So long ago, but I have been watching.
Gosh, you know, isn't it so frustrating when you think about how easy it would be for them to make shit really hype, right? Like, imagine if, along with that bowling DLC, right? Along with the bowling DLC, they gave us all of the story mode alternate costumes as alternate selectable costumes. So we can pick Nina's leather outfit, we can pick all the other ones. Heihachi's, whatever that shit is. Well, wouldn't you guys be excited about that? I would be excited about that. Even though the bowling, I mean, the shit's already in there, right? Give me a break.
Do you think that newer games in a series should be more similar to older ones to retain that legacy strength? I like to see people that have worked for years do well. Street Fighter V ruined that for me personally.
You know, where do I begin? I think I should begin with the part where I didn't listen to the second half of that. The part where you started telling me about your opinion. That's the part I didn't listen to. Now, let's see here. What else did you say in this 200-word essay? Newer game series should be more similar to older ones. Look, this is starting to look like this is a riddle. You're the Riddler, okay? You're a very generous version of the Riddler. If Riddler was a good guy, are you following me? I'm missing this shit. Qudans. Wow. High risk. Mr. Rogers. I don't really have an opinion either way. I mean, I like for games to develop in a natural way, and I like for decisions to be made in a damn Hayashida step. That's called a Hayashida step. Oh man, this Nina player is style-oning Qudans.
Look at that movement. Oh my god.
Getting hype. That's funny shit. I mean, it doesn't really do all that much in this game. That was invented in Tekken 4 when characters couldn't backdash. But Nina, she could do a Hayashida step, which would move you backwards faster than you could normally move. But now, you can move backwards faster than a Hayashida step just by backdashing normally. So, the technique is almost extinct to some degree, though it does still have some use. Oh, you're dead. He's the king. Nice Hayashida step, kid. Anyway, what was I saying?
Thank you.
Yeah, Hayashida step is an old technique that was useful in Tekken 4, but it's kind of extinct. Riddle me this. Hey, thanks, Eddie. And Slay 701 and Blowback and Red Azrael and Dionaga. And Mr. Rogers, thanks. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really have an opinion either way. Like, so he's saying, do I want games to have legacy, you know, style development, or do I want it to be like, you know, the game is brand new? And I think that there's no good answer for that, because it depends on what you retain. I think Tekken does a good job of retaining legacy skill, because the thing that it keeps is the movement, and that's the best part. It's the part that's the most, like, controlled. It's controllable. So it makes the game not feel that random at a high level. You know, because when you're really good at moving, it's like you have control over the match. You're moving so fast, and you're creating openings for yourself because you're so good at moving, putting yourself at the right range. So if you're gonna retain something that's gonna have legacy skill, it's cool that Tekken chose movement, because it makes for some really high level shit to happen. Street Fighter, there's a lot of legacy skill in Street Fighter V, but I don't know if it chose in design, if they chose the most interesting or best, quote-unquote, legacy things in that franchise.
How do you feel about guest characters as a whole?
I would love to see Puddle play a game like
What's up with these shitty questions today? Anyway, Tekken does a good job of making a legacy game, but I just wish it was a little bit easier for new players. And, you know, that's probably mostly because... Damn, this is gonna hurt.
I like the combo.
Oh no. Oh. Be cool. Artorias. What was I talking about before? I can't remember.
Okay. Wow, good blocks there. Try to catch him moving, knowing that.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, what a
guest characters. Whatever, they're stupid.
Oh, tell him to get out of the corner. 1-1, 1-2-2 follow up.
Like what I'm seeing so far.
Slide tries to be safe, not gonna work out. Down 3 in the fireball. Ooh.
I don't want the game to be. I don't want the game to be easier. I want the package to be more inviting for new players. Earlier, someone was telling Giuna, hey, you gotta sidestep that. And Giuna made a joke. He said, oh, sidestep? What's that? I haven't gotten to that part of story mode yet. And that gave me a little chuckle. I laughed. And I was thinking to myself, that's fucked up, because that's the reason that joke is funny is because he's right. These fucking scrubs over there think that story mode telling you, hey, push up to sidestep into the background and down to sidestep into the foreground is a fucking tutorial. It's a joke. That's what makes that punchline good. Nice rage art. You know? GT Sport has a better tutorial than Tekken 7, and it's a fucking car game. You push the gas button and you point the thing in the direction you want to go. And it has a tutorial. You know? Anyway, the point is that I don't wish the game was easier, per se, in terms of game design. I wish the package were easier, so noobs could figure out how to play it. It's crazy, man. People don't understand the game at all. The game itself is constantly sending people in the wrong direction, too. Misleading move lists. Misleading like crazy. Presented in the most fucked up way. Talk about the Riddler. What was his name? Mr. Rogers? Whoever it was. The Riddler? This game is the Riddler. I mean, you have to be really dedicated. And I don't blame a lot of people for giving up, but it's so rewarding. I mean, it's so good. It's like chess. There are a lot of old players now, too. Lots of old players.